This is a certified hood classic.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba, I'm licking it.
All week long.
Order in the court, as they say. Welcome and hello and happy Tuesday, right? Tuesday?
Yeah, it is Tuesday already. Wow, week is flying by, huh?
Wow. You guys know the drill. We got actually something good going on, so we're just gonna
some
Jump
TPO stuff. We're going to jump right into it. It's been going on, so we might just catch the ass.
The
We'll
energy
see.
in this room, it's not a room, but it's close enough, it is as toxic as any hearing as I can remember in the 7 months that I have been doing this. It is standoffish, it is disrespectful, and it is unacceptable. And that is directed at both of you. The framing of questions from you, Mr. Williams, was not appropriate. Ms. Bateman, the way that you were talking to me when you get frustrated is not appropriate. These hearings, it is 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and I have handled 2 respondents' cases, which should give you an idea of the level of detail and precision that we try to handle these matters. But when I try to enforce those boundaries,
I think there's a kid
I need
somewhere.
the people that are here to understand that this is not a chance to share everything that has happened, every grievance, every frustration, every difficulty, because those things, even though they are important to you in your life, and I acknowledge and respect that, they are not things that guide our decision.
Mr. Williams is running a daycare, apparently,
that we are required to have in these
inside of his truck. Yeah.
And so when I jump in or cut people off, it is because I can tell that the path we are going down is not constructive to me and how I handle these cases, or in some cases, it might even be prejudicial to you to allow you to continue and then say some things that are unproductive or unhelpful to the case that you're trying to make. So we are here for a protective order that was filed by Ms. Bateman against Mr. Williams. The relationship in question is the relationship between Ms. Bateman and Mr. Williams. While I understand that there may be difficulties between the
Child
other
or a
gentleman
whale? I'm not
and
sure.
Mr. Williams,
Killer
he
whale.
is an adult, I assume, who is free to pursue his own order if appropriate.
Or a very good child disguise. Oh, look, he creed framed. They're all still alive, but he's creed framing.
Creed frame.
Ms. Bateman. In token, the order that is in place orders Mr. Williams to stay away. I'm getting a connection issue. The order orders Mr. Williams to stay 100 yards away from the petitioner and her homework in school, which provides indirect coverage as well to the gentleman in question, to the extent that he should reside at that same location. Now, Ms. Bateman, if you wish to call this person as a witness, then you can put them in frame to discuss allegations of violence, threats of violence, or stalking behavior that they have witnessed by Mr. Williams directed toward you and toward him. And I will hear that testimony. Is it your wish to call him as a witness today?
Please.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
All right, very good. You may.
We've had
I'll
a
leave it
stay
to
of
you to figure
execution,
out
my friend.
technology, whether you want to turn your
By
phone
the way,
sideways,
she has also admitted to going on the run for 6 months with the children, which she did go to jail for, I'm guessing, a little bit. Did a little time.
I was gonna say she's outside because it's very loud inside the laundromat.
Somewhere. Very small awning, by the way.
That
out of nowhere.
Is that the baby?
Took a moment for the camera to rotate. All right, sir, I'm going to ask you if you can hear me well enough. Can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you swear any statements you make to the court today will be the truth under penalty of perjury?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. State your name for the record, please.
Anthony Wilder.
All right, Mr. Wilder, we are here today because Ms. Bateman has filed a petition for a protective order alleging that acts of violence or stalking have been committed by Mr. Williams against her. Have you been witness to any such incidents, including not just directly violence, but the threat of violence or other intimidating or harassing conduct or contact toward her?
I mean, not other than the emails, texts, and stuff like that. He does that a lot.
So are you talking, because she provided us with some exhibits earlier, are you talking
Yeah.
about the emails that are sent to her, but she shares them with you or you read them?
Yeah, I read them, sir.
Okay. And as part of that, are you ever directly contacted?
Oh, no,
Everybody.
no, sir.
Okay. I know there've been some issues discussed regarding
Good
you
point.
and interactions with a probation officer. I was telling Ms. Bateman this. I'll tell you this
Outcast
directly.
fan, so
Those
this
are
means a lot
outside the
to me.
scope of this hearing. Any adult is free to seek
Georgia.
a protective order against any other adult. In your case, that would be a stalking protective order, and it would be up to a judge to decide if you applied for one, whether your case qualified for that order to be issued or not. But for the purposes of today,
Make the Dollar
have
General
you
sign next to it.
do be aware that any order
Can't tell.
issued on behalf of Ms. Bateman would provide that Mr. Williams stay 100 yards away from her and stay away from her homework
Stay
in
away.
school. And so to the extent that
Yeah, we know you
whereabouts
do, Pike.
overlap with
Good to see you,
hers,
buddy.
you are still covered within that bubble, so to speak. It's a sort of unusual situation. But have you had any situations where you have witnessed Mr. Williams in person being?
Not other than when we had to swap out for the
Oh, is
kids.
that
I think that's the first time when
IPP.
she got locked up. Not other than that, when he was chasing down the street, but I don't know what came out of the mouth or what he said, but he did chase her down the street. I was hiding in the park. I was on the side of the park because I didn't want it to be an issue with him. You feel me? So I stayed out the way.
This was the incident in early December you're discussing?
Yeah, December.
Okay. And when you say he was chasing her,
Yeah.
just can you
What do you mean?
describe that a little more for me?
Like more like of okay, they were in the police. He was in the police precinct at first. He came out of the police precinct. We were down the street with the kids. He came out of the police precinct, ran across the street. But she was going across the street too. But I guess she was going to look at the truck, the 18-wheeler, to try to tell her lawyer that he has an 18-wheeler. Her kids, they don't have any restraints. They can't be restrained down. You feel me? And once she
No,
went
he's
across the street,
can't put a car seat in 18-wheeler.
away from the truck. Like, hey,
Kids can't ride along?
I don't know. It's crazy.
Okay, so each of them was on foot and he was following after her.
Yes.
And how would you describe, I guess, the speed at which he was chasing? Walking, jogging, sprinting?
Jogging. It's like a jogging pace because she was walking real fast.
Power
Okay.
walking.
And did you see him with anything? Was he carrying anything or armed in any way during this encounter?
No, sir.
Okay.
Mr. Williams not feeling this at all.
All right. This is very broad, but as it relates to, again, allegations of violence, threats of violence, stalking behavior, property damage, things of that nature, are there any questions or incidents that you've been witness to that I may have forgotten to ask about or not known to ask about?
I mean, not other than him going to my son's school. Now that's
Did he jog into
that's
school?
far. That's going too far.
And is that
Kimari Bateman.
is that a different school than?
Nah, see, he went to Clayton. Then I transferred him from Clayton to Renaissance Middle School. And when it didn't stop about the school stuff, I just went on and pulled him out of school until we had this situation dealt with. You know, I was like, okay, we had this situation dealt with. I'm gonna go and put him back in school. You feel me? Because it's on me to sign him in and out of school.
Now, Miss Bateman was discussing two children, Jamarion and Jashawn, that she had with Mr. Williams, but neither of them was at that same school because they're younger. Is that right?
No, they're still toddlers.
Right.
They're still
Okay.
toddlers.
Goodness.
And so he was going to a school that was not. I think we lost your sound there. See if there's a button to unmute again.
Hello.
Okay, I think we're back on. Sorry about that. So
We almost on, sir.
Technical
all right.
difficulties.
So
Please
the
stand
school
by.
issue has been discussed, and then anything
Do you
else.
feel like Mr.
besides
Williams
that?
is in a parking lot across the street from them right
not
now?
other than that, sir. But that
All right.
was my biggest concern.
Love to see him.
All right,
drive
let me
across
see
the
if
street
Mr.
and
Williams
check
has
back.
questions he thinks I should ask for you, since you're our next witness. Mr. Williams,
Oh,
do you have
hell.
questions for
He's
this
going to ask him
witness?
questions.
Yes, sir. Please ask Mr. Wilder, did I come to the school in hopes of finding his girlfriend, Miss Bateman, to get custody of my kids back? Can you please ask him, was the only reason I at the school was because his girlfriend has a warrant. My kids have been missing for 6 months, and I was trying to.
Well, what you're trying to do is for you to speak about. He can't
I'm
go
sorry.
inside your
Okay.
head. That's okay. It's a good question. It's just not a legal question because he would be speculating.
The reason that I called your PO was that
Georgia.
because I was trying to find your girlfriend
Oh, he's got a
to
PO.
find my kids.
Ooh.
Maybe they're in Michigan. That's possible, I guess. Maybe. No.
Well, I think I have to jump in again. I suspect he was not present to listen to the phone call between his PO and you. And so you may have expressed that to the probation
Not in
officer,
Georgia.
Yes.
but I don't think he would be privy to that directly. Have you told him that before directly?
I feel like Miss Bateman just testified that I had been calling his PO, so that's the only reason I asked that question. I
By the way, if he went to a
That's
school
okay.
when his kids are missing for 6 months,
All right. Any
Come
other
on.
questions for this witness?
That's a good question.
Yes, sir. Did his girlfriend keep my kids from me for 6 months, and I was the primary parent?
We
Sir,
already
do you know
established
anything
she did.
about any
If she got
custody
arrested
arrangements
for it,
between Miss
Yeah,
Bateman and Mr.
We've already
Williams?
established that.
From my understanding, they got joint custody. That's from my understanding.
answer the
All right,
question.
I am going to put an asterisk on that and say that he is probably not the best person to ask because he is not a party to those court proceedings. But we
Okay.
understand that there have been those interference with custody warrants and whatnot.
One last question, sir. Was I on the phone with 911 letting them know that she's at the police station when you alleged that I chased her? Was I on the phone with 911 or not? Is there any recording with me on the phone?
Now you went back into the police precinct.
Okay, no
And you
further.
notified them that she had a warrant on her. That's what you did.
Okay, well, I was already on the phone with 911 when you alleged that I chased her trying to find my kids. But no further questions.
He
Sir,
said,
do you,
wait a minute,
do you,
got
have
one
re-
more question.
do you recall if he was or was not on a phone for the portion?
No,
of that
I don't recall
you
that.
saw?
I don't
Okay, so
recall.
you don't recall that he was on the phone. All right.
Mm-mm.
All right, Miss Bateman, do you have anyone else you wish to testify on your behalf today?
Is there else in the parking lot?
No,
you can bring
sir,
up
but
here?
Janiqua, she was with me and present because she was holding the children at the time when I was running back to the children.
Hi, Sharon.
But she's not present right
So
now
Rick, we
because she
said
went
hello?
to South Carolina to do a job, a security job. So I
He
can't
shook
get her to be right
Oh,
here
oh.
present right now. But
Okay.
Janiqua was with me. She was holding the kids.
All right. And you're talking about when he was chasing you?
Yes,
I
ma'am.
said
when
earlier I was
running to
happy
the
that
children.
Andre 3000 was
All
here.
right.
Yes, sir.
So noted. Thank you, Miss Bateman. All right, Mr. Williams, everybody has a choice of whether to testify or not testify. You've already told us that you intend to do so. I warn people in these proceedings that anything you say can be used against you in other proceedings, so be mindful of that, especially if you have criminal charges pending in another court. With that said, is it your wish to testify today?
Yes, sir.
All right, you have already been sworn in. What would you like to tell us about these allegations?
I would like to tell you, in November of 2021, I filed for full custody of my two sons. March 2021, Ms. Bateman did not come to, Ms. Bateman did not show up in court. I was granted primary custody March 2022. During the typewriter lady, sir, whatever it's called, they have records where my lawyer testified in court that her boyfriend, Anthony Wilder, chased the process server with a firearm. It's in court, it's well documented. So once he chased the process server with a firearm, he just got out of jail, sir. He just did 12 years for a double homicide. Well, he pled out the burglary, sir, and he just did 12 years, but his co-defendants got life for a double homicide in 2009. He's been out of jail for 1 year. And I don't know him personally. He's just dating my kid's mom, and she was on the run with my kids. If I find him, I find my kids. I couldn't find her. I know you're on probation. I'm trying to find my kids. Where are my kids? They were on the run with my kids for 6 months. Right now, from March to November,
Hey,
she was
Georgia.
supposed to get every other weekend. I gave her the kids in May 24th. I never got them back until we went back to court November 9th. On November 9th, that was a contempt of court against Ms. Bateman for not bringing me the kids. We agreed to squash the warrant on November 14th if you just start following the rules and giving me the kids like you're supposed to. She was supposed to give me the kids on the 10th. I was supposed to return the kids to her on the 13th, which was a Sunday. Then we start every Sunday exchanging the kids, but I'm still going to be the primary, even though it's 50-50. Yes, we have joint. I'm the primary. She didn't even, we went to that was the contempt of court case, sir. We went to court November 9th with Judge Scott. She was, squash the warrant if you start following directions. She still didn't bring me the kids November 10th. November 14th, the warrant went out. I never seen my kids from May 24th all the way until.
Just to jump in for my clarification, was this November case you're referring to in DeKalb or somewhere else?
Clayton County. Well, the custody battle is in Clayton County.
Okay, was this Judge Jewel Scott again?
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry, we have two Judge Scotts in DeKalb, and so
Okay.
my head went to a colleague, and then I remembered
Gotta
that
squash
Ms.
it,
Bateman was
baby.
talking about Jewel Scott, but I didn't realize that was
Yes, sir.
magistrate judges like myself wear so many different hats
Magistrate
that
judge.
we can end up with a number of different types of proceedings that go to different types of
Third
judges.
level wizard
So
in
I'm sorry to
D&D.
interrupt. Please continue.
With the gun to my head, sir, she didn't provide a date for that because we was in a full-blown relationship when I sent her that, sir. I sent her that. That's why she didn't provide a date. I just sent her the picture. Yeah, I sent her the picture. I didn't threaten you. Why you didn't send the message with the gun? Because it's BS. I couldn't even read those messages, but if you see me cussing at her or whatever, yes, I might have a foul mouth, but all these alleged crimes, where are the police reports? I have 7 police reports right now for interference of custody that I'm looking at. And I'm
Confirmed
looking at
knowledge of.
2 custody orders, and I got, it's just you was on the run with my kids. So please don't waste. I just ask that you stop. I mean, it was a good, I ain't trying to be funny. It was a good try, but just stop it. You're losing the custody battle. I agreed to give you 1 week on, 1 week off. I didn't even have to do that. I could have stayed where I could have kept it where you was still getting every other weekend. I'm trying to work with you. Don't make me not be able to carry firearms, trying to put a TPO out on me when you just doing so much. We have another contempt of court February 15th with Judge Jewel Scott. Let's just let Judge Jewel Scott figure all this out. Where was all the threats? Why you didn't tell Judge Jewel Scott about all the threats? If I was doing so much, why am I the primary parent? And then the home you're talking about, I kicked you out of. You have never been on no lease with me. You've never had a lease from I know you. Your ex is 70 years old. So if I cuss you out, it's because you're cheating on me with a 70-year-old. And that's just no disrespect. So if you see crazy messages, you do stuff to amp me up. I've never
70-year-old.
threatened
I
you.
like that.
Where's the police reports? Why I didn't go to jail? You talking about 20,
Older the
20,
berry,
20.
sweeter
It
the
just
juice
seemed
created.
like a real
No, Devin, if you want to
coincidence
stay to the end.
that
real
you
quick.
going to jail for running with my kids. I'm finally, seeing the blessing on the other side that I could be a dad, and you're trying to waste the DeKalb County's time right now so you can win a custody battle. But I don't think this judge is going to let you just do me like that for no
So
reason.
when do you think do you know when your next hearing is in Clayton County?
Yes, sir. February 15th for a contempt of court. She's getting ready to go back to jail when Judge Jewel Scott found out that we went to court on November 9th and November 10th and November 20th.
Dollar
Still
General
didn't
sign
bring me.
confirmed.
Now, do you have any idea when this
Thank
is
you
this
for
expected
confirming
to
my
be an
confirmation.
ongoing kind of case, or is this the thing that you have a general idea when you think it might be?
February 15th, I don't know what the judge gonna do. She can make it a final hearing, she can make it a contempt of court, but I'm pretty sure she's gonna go back to jail because she ran with my kids for 6 months. If you say I was stalking you, how was I stalking you and you have a warrant for interference of custody? You were hiding. Can I get my kids back? That's what this is all about, sir.
All right.
Can I get a whoop whoop?
Ms. Bateman, I'll turn back to you. If you have questions that you think I should ask Mr. Williams, this would be a chance to
Pretty cut and dry,
suggest
no chat?
those and for me
Are
to
we all-
ask those if
Mr.
they're
Jonathan
lawfully
Williams here?
appropriate.
Gotta be, right?
Okay, yes, sir, I do. I would like for you to ask him if I was running with the children, and he said that he didn't get
Good
the
point.
children from May to whatever. Where were he on their birthday, June and July?
Working.
I didn't get no text message from him from all the way from when I got the kids, from all the way until their birthday. Their birthday is June 29th. He texted me, tell my children happy birthday. I haven't spoke with him. I have been trying to contact him to see the children. He haven't been
Touche.
So let me
consistent.
break this before it's too much information for me to hold on to. Let me break this down into some questions. So,
She
Mr.
ain't
Williams,
fighting with that, you know?
do you acknowledge sending a birthday message to the kids through her in late June?
Sir, she said I was the one blowing her up, harassing her. Now she's saying she couldn't even find me. I wasn't talking to her. Which one is it? But sir, I don't even know what she's talking about. I did not harm her. I'm a father. I have 5
Focus on the
kids.
question. This is not the
100%.
time for argument for the hearing. That comes at the very,
Everybody
very
runs their
end. Right
court
now is the
different.
time to
Yes, I
answer
did
these.
send
One
her.
thing that
I
makes
sent
it
her a
so
text
interesting.
message. Happy birthday to my kids. Yes, sir.
And that was in late June or
My kids'
thereabouts.
birthday are in June and July. Every year to the day I die, sir, I'm gonna try to send my kids a happy birthday text message. Yes.
And
those
so
are my
did you
kids.
send any other communication her way between July and
There's a
end of
custody
October?
battle going on.
Yes,
right
sir.
now
I've been
for
trying
that.
to find my kids. I got 7 police reports.
Going to court.
I'm trying to find my kids.
Right, but did you contact her or try to contact her in any way?
I would have to go back through my messages. I've been trying to contact her to
Carlos?
receive my kids for a long time. She didn't have custody. But
So
just
when
to
you
say
try to contact her, how do you typically try to do that?
Golf and pew pew.
email, I have messages with her frequently.
Oh,
We
he
never
gone.
meet her. The only time I meet her is at a police station. It's in the custody battle. Let me go back. I done came out the Zoom trying to look for the dates that I've written her. If I've written her in that
Yeah, it
time.
turns your camera off when you do that. So
I
let's
didn't-
say for the months of August, September,
just
and
his daily
October, how many
driver.
Yes,
emails did you send
October.
her?
Yes.
Big
I've been
rig.
looking for her. I have police reports trying to get my kids.
I didn't ask about the police
Oh.
reports. You said you communicated with her via email. How many emails did you send her in August, September, and October?
I would have to come out of Zoom and go in my email and check, sir. No disrespect. I don't know.
Take your time.
In other words, get to searching.
You got some counting to do. While he's counting, make sure you like this video. This lady is Miss Bateman is, she's coming off like not smelling too good on this one, Creed. She's taking the kids for 6 months, which she doesn't deny, but she claims that he didn't try and get with her.
August, September,
August, September, October of 2022.
But at the same time, we're saying he sent a bunch of emails and things like that. So
I'm guessing he's going to have enough proof or a little bit of proof to show something. And Griggsy, I agree. She don't really have much at all.
One,
and the
two,
background of the
three,
boyfriend is
4,
scary.
5, 6, 7.
I don't know why
8,
he's not
9.
saying more about
I
that.
have
About being
9
a
groups
year
of messages from August to October. I have 9 different groups of different days of communication.
Okay, through email?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so pull up the first one from August and just tell me what the first message is.
We're going to trust him? That's very bold. Dearest Miss Bateman.
First message is
Hope this
I
finds you
sent
well.
her birthday
Gentlemen.
pictures of my other daughter. She was she had her at the time. I mean, we wasn't she wasn't giving me my kids back, but I didn't hate her. I mean, I sent her pictures of my daughter's birthday. My daughter who she used to raise at one point in time.
How many kids you think?
Okay, and what
that
email
she
address
has?
did those go to?
To her, BATEMANLISA21 Bateman Lisa 21.
Oh,
all right. So, and so find the first message where you mention the kids that you two share, and give me the date on that.
From August, just those 3 months.
Right.
All right, hold on one second.
first messages, yeah. Where the hell is the kid?
This kid's just on the weekend. I believe the kids might be with her at the moment.
Are they just sitting on the ground?
I wrote her on November 9th and let her know that child support finally went through for her and she's on child support. Let me ask her. Let me see if I asked for my kids that day. I said, yes, sir. On September 1st, 2022, I sent her a screenshot that she's finally on child support, and this was my message to her. Your child support finally started today through the child support office. It took me a minute to get Raymar's social security card to finalize it, but we good now. You owe $1,565 for April to August. Please dispute it so we can get a court date so they can make you give me my kids back. From this day forward, your balance automatically adds.
She's paying him child support. She's behind in child support.
That's what I told her on September 1st, 2022.
In her mind, she thought if she kept the kids, she would be paying child support for them.
So, Ms. Bateman, I think we can say that there has been, based on his assertion, some attempt at communication, not necessarily focused on the children so much as focused on other things surrounding the circumstances between you. Are there any other questions you wish for me to ask Mr. Williams at this time?
Can the double murderer hold one of the kids?
I want you to ask him, Judge, how come he want to label me as a bad mother, as a person that don't take care of their children, when my oldest son, daddy, get out of jail? He sent my oldest son discovery packet to me and let me know that he was about to get out of prison. I didn't know. He didn't file that paperwork until this man stepped foot on the ground. I believe that it's retaliation.
If I was a judge,
my children love him.
Can you take care of your kids for a second?
I love that my children
pacifier.
love him. I love that he
Some of
loves
them
my
That's
children.
a tiny baby, by the way. So
But
she's
his
had a
mental
baby
well-being
recently.
is not good.
That's a newborn.
Not only for me saying that, for the rest of his children, mama, his children, children mothers, they have gone through the same path that I'm going through. I'm the last child mother. They have went through the same thing that I'm going through now. He have done this to multiple women, to 3 of us. To 3 of us, he have done this same exact thing too.
Well, I think that she is kind of, I don't think we've kind of transitioned out of the question phase and sort of into the argument phase. And so
I can respond with one little answer, sir.
Well, this will essentially be your opportunity to briefly summarize or argue
Closing
your case,
arguments.
and to the extent it responds to that, it can. But what would you like to end on, sir?
Yes, I have three baby mamas, for lack of a better word. Yes, I took them all to court. Yes, I tried to get legitimized for all my kids. It's nothing personal. I'm a dad. That's what I do. I won primary care against you and one baby mama, and I get visitation for the other 2. And what did I do to y'all? I fought for the most visitation rights I can get because we're not in a relationship. Like I said, Your Honor, I really don't know what else to say. I already feel like, in my heart, I know you can see through this, sir. I know that you know that Judge Jewel Scott there's been 2 court dates, and it's another court date, February 15th, where she can express all that what she just expressed to you, to Judge Scott, sir. You know what I'm saying? But to grant a 12-month order and I can't see my kids for 12 months, and I'm the primary care parent, it's just like, you know what I'm saying? What's the issue? You have a lawyer in Clayton County. You know what I'm saying? You have a lawyer. I fired my lawyer because she wasn't doing a good enough job of finding you when you was on the run with my kids. You have a lawyer. I don't have a lawyer. Fight it out in court. I'm going.
He's not running around trying to find him with a lawyer.
Just tell your lawyer everything you just told this judge.
$300 each.
But I just think that 12 months, I can't carry any firearms. I'm not trying to do anything. You know what I'm saying? But this Atlanta, I want to be able to defend myself like everybody else.
I hear you on that one.
My firearm rights, and to not let me see my kids for 12 months behind something that I feel like she didn't really prove. And if I was doing all this, why didn't I go to jail, sir? No disrespect, she's a woman. If I did anything to this young lady, sir, I feel like I would have did some time by now. But that's all I gotta say.
Whoa, who this?
All
Who's the
right.
facilitator? Asher.
Asher 3000.
These situations are
Miss Bateman about to get
complicated, to
pissed,
put
I
it
think.
lightly. And I sit for this calendar as a Superior Court judge by designation. And what that means is that the elected Superior Court judges bestow their powers unto me so that I can handle this particular thing. Now, what that also means is that the Superior Court judges, even though I am acting as a Superior Court judge, we certainly show deference to our elected officials or the elected officials of other counties, and that's what Superior Court judges are. They are elected by the people to serve the people. And there are many ways in which this thing will continue to be handled by Judge Scott in Clayton County, and I will allow that to be the case. Mr. Williams, you said one thing here which was incorrect. Which is that this order prevents you from seeing your children. Well, it's not incorrect, but it's also not necessarily true. I am going to grant a protective order in this case for 12 months to automatically expire January 23rd, 2024. However, it will be written into the order that that this order does not supersede any custody agreements currently in
Can you get a
existence or
scram
coming
monitor
into
on her, maybe?
existence from Clayton County Superior Court. And so what that means is the order that is in effect that awards 50-50 custody or splits custody 50-50 between the two of you remains in effect. There will be some Mr. Burke, are you in range that I could bother you for a moment?
Sure.
Is this a situation where does Nia's place, could they accommodate strictly custody exchange?
Yes, they do exchanges and supervised visitation.
Okay.
Exchange is typically on the
I don't
any day,
know
but
if I
think
agree with this.
Wednesday they're closed, but other than that, most days are available.
I
That
thought
was
they
based
my
on their
recollection
schedule.
about
completely
Wednesdays
cut
as
and
well.
dry.
Okay. And so there will be a supervised exchange point.
Oh,
And
hello.
the way supervised exchange works is that you two do not encounter each other directly, and so these orders are not violated. There is a safe place that Ms. Bateman would arrive to either deliver the children or pick them up, and a safe and confidential place that Mr. Williams would do the same. And then there is a process where trained professionals connected with Mr. Burke's organization ensure that the children get safely from one parent to the other. If there is an issue with custody exchange or anything else, the same thing applies that I have told everybody on today's calendar, probably more times than our court team would like to hear. If an issue arises, put the issue in writing, explain how you would like it addressed, and file it with the Superior Court clerk. We will try to serve the other party and we will schedule a hearing to address it. So I am granting the order as it relates to Ms. Bateman. However, that order will not include any alterations or amendments to the custody agreements that are in place regarding the two children listed in the petition, Jamarian and Deshaun Williams. Mr. Williams, we are going to have you speak with our compliance officer, Mr. Ellis. He will have some other information to share with you regarding any further obligations you may have with this court and the other terms. But in the general terms, the other terms of the ex parte order are essentially what you will be operating under, which is no contact with Ms. Bateman.
Did she prove
stay away from her homework in school.
I'll wait until
And I will have to remember to strike the portion that relates to the children's school and to not contact her directly or indirectly or through third parties. And so we're going to place you in the breakout room where Compliance Officer Ellis will join you to discuss any other questions that you may have. And Ms. Bateman, you are free to log off.
Heading down now.
Not many laughs here today, Mayor.
That I don't know about this, man. That's
that I was so mad I cut myself.
Yeah, you did. Oh, you got angry.
I didn't see that coming. at all, and I think many of you in the chat didn't think so either. I do not feel in any way, shape, or form that she proved even the slightest that he was stalking her or anything.
And let me say, I watched a good portion of this before we were able to go live, because I know when the decision comes down, boom, it's gone. You got to catch it when you can. But it was mainly her saying the same thing about he's abusive, he's done this, the witness that she wanted to bring in, conveniently out of town as well. It's tough for the dad, man. Mr. Williams is stuck between a rock and a hard place. If anything, I'd like to offer him a free copy of Recovery by a memoir by Brian Milton. It's not a manifesto, Creed. It's a tale of a man and learning his way in life. If anything comes out of it, I mean, he's just screwed. The dad's, again, it's one of those situations where even though the dad has not proved anything, or he's got all this stuff about her taking the kids, it doesn't matter. Again, I'll say this again. I feel like mothers always have the upper hand in court against fathers when it comes to child custody or holding on to the children or keeping the kids around. I mean, what's to keep her from running? Like, they were saying in chat.
Again, running. Yeah. I don't know. I find that really crazy. Usually we don't sit here and bitch and complain and moan about the way the judges do their thing, but this one just seems
and she's making bad decisions. I mean, no one refuted the whole thing about he just got out of prison, the boyfriend
that would be
of Mrs. Bateman, Mr. Wild or Wilder, whatever his name was, just got out of prison, who was involved in a breaking and entering that ended in a double murder.
So there may be a couple of you that know how this works. Since that is against him, that shows on your record, right? Like BP was just saying. I don't know. That's I hope that
affairs.
I hope that he does do. I think he was giving him a little bit of
I mean, in my opinion, I think he's pushing that off to the next Judge Scott. I mean, they've got to go before Judge Scott real soon.
That's a good point. He could he not bring that up during that? I don't know.
I feel like maybe he just pushed that off to Judge Scott a little because, Judge Scott knows the case maybe a little better in his mind. He's thinking, oh, well, Judge Scott will handle it. We'll just put a Band-Aid on it until then, though.
Yeah, I understand. There's problem. I'm sure there's a lot going on that we, the layman common citizen, don't understand. This is us looking from the outside, right? So there's probably a lot more to it that we don't understand.
Absolutely.
But from my looking at that, she seems like such a risk. Who's that? Was it okay? This is something about wind down. I don't even know how to get to I don't even know how to get to that, to be honest with you.
That's the one with that had the juveniles and stuff.
Yeah, I forget who it is, and
I'll look real quick if you wanna. We'll watch yours for a minute. I'll look and see can I grab that.
Yeah, I have no idea what's going on here. Just a ton of people.
Say
whoever the deputy was, thank you for that announcement.
By the way, court reporter's hair over here, loving it.
Or the typewriter lady.
Yes, the typewriter lady. Flush, it was very funny that you said something about
Mr. Williams. The state has announced that it's dismissing the charges against you in the case of Position 6, which is 2 counts of possession of a firearm by a convicted felon and a count of obstruction.
That's a good one.
And have instead charged you in a different indictment. The court is going to sign an order dismissing that case. You still have 3 other cases remaining, however. And there are motions that Ms. Harrison has filed in the 2 cases on which she's representing you. Mr. Byrne has advised the court that he's in negotiations with the state on the case for which he's representing you. I am moving all of those cases to my February trial calendar. And I've advised both Ms. Harrison and Mr. Byrne that you will have until February
Mr.
24th,
Burns.
30 days from today, to make a decision concerning the offer, the global offer.
Yeah, did you ever do your review on the book?
I read some of that book every time I use the bathroom. And maybe hopefully soon I'll hit a streak of diarrhea and I can really get some reading in on it. But I'm a few pages. It's well written. I'll give them that much. Beyond that, I don't know. I don't know yankety spankety about good literature. But it's been interesting to read, for sure.
Anything else from the state?
Nothing further from the state, Your Honor.
You all may be excused.
I don't think you can buy it anymore. I would tell you to pick up a copy yourself, but I don't think you can.
Position 9, Edward Smith.
Oh, Raven, the woman that was trying to get a TPO,
he's in court, Your Honor.
Current boyfriend, yeah.
Thank you for your announcement, Mr. Pete.
That was the one that was
Your Honor,
talking.
we anticipate
the guy they brought up there.
At the court's pleasure. Paperwork has been delivered.
12 years.
What type of plea?
It's a plea to a lesser included, Your Honor. Guilty.
I'd have been like, Judge, this guy's a double murderer. Don't listen to nothing he says.
Negotiated or not?
Yes, it's negotiated, Your Honor.
Thank you. You feeling any better today, Mr. Pete?
There you go.
Not really.
And I saw you holding your head a little bit earlier.
It's just the earache, Judge.
Got a headache?
All right. We'll come back to Mr. Smith's case. Position 10, Christopher Dean. I'm sorry, who's representing the state on position 9?
88 Isabella Lugo, Your Honor.
Ms. Lugo, is Mr. Pete's announcement consistent with your understanding? Ms. Tanner, we're in court.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Sierra Tanner.
So it's
a separate conversation you're having on camera.
I'll tell you what, I'll pull up what you got, because this is
Ms. Lugo, does this comport with your understanding?
Yeah, well, go ahead. Well, we're first appearances.
All right, I will be arbiter.
Track record. So if I do see you again, obviously I would.
Softly spoken, Judge Neal.
You and I are clear, Mr. Edwards.
Still one of my favorites, though.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so once you've signed everything, you will be taken care of, and that will take care of your case for today.
Yes, please do.
And I've also signed the special conditions. I don't know what happened to them. Actually, let me re-put them on. They erased for some reason.
$112 of you. Good to see everybody.
Okay, perfect. That should be everything. Okay, so I just resaved the special conditions, the stay away, the one trip, and the regular bond box is checked. I'm going to refresh it one more time just to make sure that it's still there, since it disappeared on me last time.
Let's hope not.
And it is still there, so everything should be ready for printing. Let us go ahead and go down to Mr. Thomas Bolton then.
Why? Look at the lighting on Judge Neal right there. It's like she's a secret judge.
Actually, you have a different attorney. So let me go through a series of questions with your attorney first. So counsel, first question I'll just ask, if you could state your name for the record, and then once you state your name for the record, if you can let me know if you've had a chance to review the warrants with all of your clients on today's calendar.
No, ma'am, I have not had a chance.
Not you, sir.
I've got it.
To your attorney.
I got it.
Julia Jordan, and yes, Your Honor, I have had a chance to review the warrants with all the clients on the calendar, including Mr. Fulton.
Okay. Do you believe that your clients have understood their charges as
Don't work too hard, Mayor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. With that understanding, will you waive a formal reading of the particulars of the warrant for each of your clients on today's calendar?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. So, Mr. Fulton,
Let's try to get him
your
to ear
attorney is
bleeding for you
indicating that
today.
He has already read the charge that you're here before the court for today to you prior to court starting. So I'm going to allow her to waive a rereading of that charge into the record. It looks like you are here on case 23SO01-000-269. That is for one count of an unlawful act of violence in a penal institution. What I'm going to have her do is now tell me what about she wants me to consider about you before I set bond on your case. Counsel, you can proceed.
Your Honor, this is an additional charge that Mr. Fulton got while he was already in custody. We would be asking that you set a bond today, understanding that he wouldn't be released immediately, just so that if he gets the other charges resolved, he's not being held just on this. A little bit about Mr. Fulton. He has been living in Georgia since 2009, so he has very strong ties to the community. He's been here for over a decade now. Once he's released, he's going to be living with his brother in Macon. He was previously working with his brother. They owned a business together where they were buying and selling goods. Mr. Fulton was the manager for that business. He is a high school graduate and also attended 2 years of college at Georgia Technical College. Again, we would be asking that you set a bond today. He's not going to be released immediately considering his other charges, but we would just be asking for a relatively low bond of $1,000.
I wait for Howie Mandel to come in and ask her what the offer is here in a second.
Thank you. I'll hear from the state.
Your Honor, looking at his open cases with our office, he currently has 3 of them. There is one case that has yet to be indicted or accused from November 14th, 2022, which is for jail violence and arson. He has been denied bond on that case. There is another case where it has been accused, which is felony escape. He has been denied bond on that case. There is another case that has been indicted for aggravated battery and aggravated assault, where he has been denied bond on that case, Your Honor. Looking at his criminal history, he appears to be a very violent individual, Your Honor. He has also already tried to escape from the jail at one point. He is a risk to flee. That we are recommending.
All right, so he's done everything. I mean, he's tried to escape from jail. He's an arsonist. He's fighting in prison. I mean, this guy is getting his hands in everything. And yes, Julia's hair is on point.
No bond on his case today, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Give me just 1 second to read through everything then.
You missed my Deal or No Deal reference.
I'm so sorry. We got a good one, or can I jump to something?
As soon as we're done talking about this, he's tried to escape from jail. He's beat people up in jail. He's an arsonist. You name it, he's done it.
I have protective order court out of Dallas, and they're just starting a new one. So
let's just jump to it then. We know what this guy's done. He ain't going anywhere. He's not going anywhere.
Swear or affirm that all testimony you give will be the truth. Yes or no?
They just jumped on.
Sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you very much. Lower your hands then. Are we ready to proceed?
Yes, Judge.
Call your first witness, Ms. Miracle.
We would call Emily Chilcote.
Go ahead.
Ma'am, state your full name for the record, please.
My name is Emily Nicole Chilcote.
And are you here today seeking a 5-year protective order against Allen Menger, also known as Kenneth Alvin Menger?
Yes.
Right. How do you know Mr. Menger?
So we grew up in the same town. We had some mutual friends, and he messaged me online initially.
Tinder.
Okay. And the town that you guys both grew up in together, where was that?
It was in Oklahoma.
Okay. Does he currently live in Oklahoma?
Thanks, Jeff. Sorry to jump.
I believe so.
Started, so.
Okay. And you live here, but you have family in Oklahoma. Is that right?
Yes, I do.
Do you travel back to Oklahoma often to see them?
I do.
Okay. So the two of you started dating. Is that correct?
Correct.
And throughout your relationship, was it a long distance relationship?
Yes, it was.
Okay. So the entire time you dated, which was about a year, is that right?
About a year.
Okay. He was in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and you were living here in Dallas, right?
Right.
Okay. What month approximately did you guys start dating?
September, I believe.
Of 2021?
Yes.
All right. And
scares me already.
Yeah, I'm very
about a month after you guys started dating, was there an incident of violence in the relationship?
Yes.
All right. Now, you and I have spoken about your declaration, the sworn statement that
How do you have
prepared in
balance
this
in a
case.
long distance
And
relationship?
there is an incident described in that statement from September of 2021 when Kenneth assaulted you. Is that the correct month and year that that assault occurred?
It occurred on November of 2021.
Okay, so you started dating in September, but this first assault happened in November of 2021. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, that was just a typo in your statement.
Right.
Okay.
Was it outside of Disney on Ice?
In November of 2021, were you visiting Kenneth in Tulsa?
Yes.
Uh-oh.
Okay. And were you staying with him when you were visiting with him?
Yes, I was.
Okay. What was going on with your relationship at that time during that visit?
It was good. It was good.
Okay. Did you guys have an argument?
Yes, we did.
About what?
He had had a lot to drink, and I had gone to bed. He got really, really angry about something, and he had actually used the blankets to flick my dog off the bed. That got me really upset. That's how.
What's the dog doing on the
Did
bed?
you then talk to him about ending the relationship?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. And that was because of his behavior that night?
Yes.
How did he react when you said you wanted to end the 1 month long relationship?
He became extremely aggressive and angry, and he assaulted me.
Okay. What is the first thing that he did to you when he began to assault you? And if you could speak up a little bit louder so the court reporter could hear you, that'd be helpful.
Okay.
What's the first thing that happened?
So he had taken me to the ground and got on top of me.
How did he get you to the ground?
He was wrestling me, just physically overcame me.
Okay. And when you hit the ground,
that wasn't foreplay,
did you
right?
suffer any injuries that you knew of at that time? Or did anything hurt when you hit the ground?
All this over the dog?
Yes, my hands and my knees when I fell.
Okay. When you were on the ground, what happened next?
He began punching me in my head about 5 times.
What part of your head was he punching?
On the left side of my head.
Okay. Close to your ear?
Yes.
Okay. Was he punching you with his fist?
Yes.
Okay. And then what happened next?
So I began just screaming really loud because I couldn't physically get him to stop, and I couldn't defend myself. So I thought that if I started screaming, he would be scared, that people would hear me and he would stop. So he got off of me eventually, and then he told me that I was gonna die. And he picked me up from the ground by my neck and held me against the wall by my neck. Began to squeeze.
Kenneth,
were you able to breathe while he was squeezing your neck?
What's the frequency?
No.
Then what happened?
Why didn't the dog help her?
He continued to squeeze my neck, and I began to black out. And I couldn't make any sounds at that point, so I couldn't scream. So to get him to stop, I hit him with a closed fist on the side of his head, and that's what got him to let go.
I would hope so.
What did you do?
Better
next?
be.
I ran away from him. We were in his bedroom at this time, and I ran into the living room to get my phone.
Was there anybody else there at the time at the apartment?
I'm sorry, I just got a
I'm fast with my REM
request for another Zoom. I don't know if that's
No, that's not us. Okay.
No, but
Was there anybody else in the apartment at this
he
time?
kicked the dog off the bed.
Were you able to get your phone and call for
Right?
help?
Yes.
Yes.
Who did you call?
I called the police.
Okay.
There
did
we
the
go.
Tulsa police
Good.
show up?
Emily.
Yes, they did.
And was Kenneth arrested for assault?
Yes.
Do you
There
know
you
what
go.
happened with that assault case?
He went to jail for a couple days. He pled guilty to the assault.
Did she see him
And
after the assault? That's
Do you
the
know if he was
question.
given probation?
Yes, she went to
He was given a deferred sentence.
Did you take pictures of some of the injuries you sustained from that assault in November of 2021?
Yes.
What kind of injuries did you have that you took pictures of?
I had bruising behind my ear, bruising on my hand and my wrist.
Valid point.
Bruises on my knees and my elbow.
Okay. And you took photos of those injuries, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And you and I have gone through those pictures, is that correct?
Yes.
That could be a laptop.
May I share my screen, Judge?
You may.
And by the way, he did not kick the dog. He just flipped the blanket.
All right, Ms.
and made the
Chilcote,
dog
can
fall
you
off the bed.
see this series of pictures marked applicant's exhibit number 1?
Yes.
Did you take all of these
Ew.
pictures that you and I just went over before we came into the courtroom?
Yes.
Okay. And are these all injuries that you sustained on November 2021 during the assault you've just described to the court?
Yes, they are.
And do these injuries do these photos accurately represent the injuries you sustained that evening?
Yes.
And do these pictures appear to have been changed or altered in any way since you
Like
took
her
them?
knees and her hands got the worst of
We'd
it.
offer applicant's exhibit number 1,
Yeah,
Your Honor.
Does.
No objections, Your Honor.
Thank you. Admitted.
Is that?
All right, so let me go
this
back up to the
bruise.
top, Emily.
holding it
You were
weird.
talking about the fact that
She's
he was
holding it weird,
punching
right?
you in
I
the
was like,
side
yeah,
of
she's
the
holding it
head.
weird.
Sorry, I'm scrolling all the way back up here. The bruising and redness behind your ear, is that where he was punching you in the head?
I believe so.
Well, it'd be fun to see kind of.
Did you have these injuries
This would be
behind your
interesting.
ear like this before the assault?
No.
She's got a cauliflower
and
ear
how
now.
did the injury inside your mouth occur?
He had punched my lip.
Okay, and was that
do
just
like the
cut
policing
cut
of
up inside your mouth?
Yes.
Right. It's another picture of the bruising behind your ear. This picture of the bruise and the scrape on your hand, how was that caused?
That was caused when he had pushed me to the floor.
Let's hope he got arrested that night, because otherwise.
And
I mean, what kind of floor does this man
bruising
have?
on your knee,
Concrete?
was that also caused when he pushed you to the floor?
Yes, ma'am.
And then more bruising along the backs of your legs, was that caused during this assault as well?
Yes.
There's
More
a hand-
injuries to your wrists and hands?
I
The
see
weird
where-
way she holding her hand. Yeah, like, I can get it.
All right.
Good.
So after this assault occurred and after he was given probation and pled guilty to this assault, did you guys continue your relationship?
5 years.
Yes, we tried.
Okay. Why did you continue the relationship with him?
Oh,
after
there it
this
is.
assault?
There it is.
I thought that maybe he could change.
Did he
Throw those pictures
apologize
out.
for what he did to you in November of 2021?
Yes.
Okay. And you guys dated for almost a year before anything else happened. Is that correct?
Right.
Okay. Were there any other assaults that occurred between November of 2021 and September of 2022?
There were no assaults that I had to call the police. No.
Okay. You just qualified that. Were there assaults that you did not call the police about?
There were arguments but there was no physical assault.
Okay. Okay. And how
One time.
often were you guys seeing each other while you were having this long distance relationship between November of 2021 and September of 2022?
It
Not
was
bad
about
enough.
every 2 to 3 weeks.
Were there times that you would go to Oklahoma to see him?
They were seeing each other a
And you'd see
lot.
your family there as
Yeah.
well?
Yes.
And were there times that he came to Dallas to see you?
Yes.
Let me direct your attention now to September 11th of 2022.
Uh-oh.
On that day, did Kenneth assault you again?
Yes.
Shut.
And was he here in Dallas visiting you in September of 2022?
Yes.
Okay, did this assault take place at your home in Dallas?
Yes.
Was he staying with you that weekend when he came to visit?
Yes.
Okay, he was staying at your apartment with you?
No, not at my apartment.
Okay, where was he staying?
He was staying in a hotel.
Okay, why is that?
That's weird.
I was scared to be alone with him because
What?
of the violence.
Okay.
Really?
but you guys were still hanging out together alone. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Then he should have stayed his
When
ass
you guys
home.
were out that night of September 11th, 2022, would you say that you were still in a relationship at that time, or on a break, working on the relationship? What was sort of the status?
We were really just working on the relationship, just trying to see if we could continue or what.
And only if I was working on it.
Did you rewind this?
No, no, we're live.
Oh, okay, that's them. Okay.
Crap! Now I forget what I was saying. What happened? We lost them.
No, they'll be back. They ain't gone all the way. So she was afraid of him, but they were still dating. And afraid of him so much she made him stay at a hotel instead of her apartment.
That's what I was gonna say. Okay, if I was dumb enough to take him back, change him, all that, I would have done that from a long distance. I would have said, even if you're coming into town, no. At this point, if I'm still even that much scared of you, it's such a bad look. I understand it's a complex situation.
Maybe go in and out. Maybe it'll fix it. I don't know. Try that real quick. Yeah, that's, again, we see that so often where they're like, oh yeah, I took him back. Everything's groovy gravy.
Completely gone.
They said somebody reported us for watching. Oh, by the way, someone said, by the way, you're doing an unauthorized recording. That is meant for the people involved in the case. They cannot record it and use it in some form or fashion against, you can't take it to their work, and you can't take it to, use it against somebody. We've had several judges who appreciate what we do around here, and it's okay. So while Creed's fixing that, I just want to address that real quick. By the way, in case you missed it yesterday, we got a beautiful message from our good friend, Judge Alex Manning, who commended us on doing a good job and educating. Best of friends, us and Judge Alex.
I'm keeping tabs over here when I go live. So yeah, if you want to pull up,
we can just jump and watch Judge Mandy. We saw Judge Mandy handling traffic court yesterday, but today is behavioral health court. I'm not even sure what that means, Creed, but we do got people in jumpsuits and that kind of thing. So, yes, BP. Yes, facts. But we'll jump over here.
Sometimes I call him 4 or 5 times a day, and I just pick his brain.
And I think he appreciates getting to interact with you as well. Thank
you.
Yeah.
It was nice to hear from Judge Manning.
I have a lot of respect for him, and I ran into him at the store on Saturday when I was getting stuff to make burgers. And
is that a man and a woman in a holding cell together?
Couldn't ask for a better
it is.
person to work with as far as what his position is concerned. So, I'm looking forward to that.
Not yet, but I'm sure she will someday.
I'm continuously seeing the boys on the weekend.
It'll happen.
That's going good. Everything seems to be smooth, and my biggest concern is my anxiety.
Be careful, Carol.
And I'm not having any anxiety issues around them because they're just little sponges and they'll pick up on it. And so that's been going good. And then,
Judge Mindy works at her own pace.
On top of everything and making sure I am
before she lets everybody go.
Where I need to be emotionally as well. Emotionally available, a teachable spirit is what I like to say. With the meetings that I need to be going to my sponsor.
Oh, these people got problems.
With Believe in Recovery, also very, very cool people to work with. So I'm looking forward to, I'm going to miss them.
I'm going to miss you too.
Good
point, Ann.
That's great.
And I did get a dilute.
Oh, okay. We actually knew that you did, but we also know that you had a med change recently.
Oh, no.
The one after that dilute came back like it should. Wasn't diluted and it was negative for everything but your medication. So we're aware of that, and you just, talking to your counselor about how to navigate around those dilutes, might be helpful. I know you've had those conversations, but it might not be bad to just have another conversation about it.
Okay. Okay.
Dilutes.
So Annie, you are doing great and you're in compliance.
Thank you very much.
Have a really great week.
Well, she didn't go crazy on nobody this week, so she did good.
I wonder what happened over at Dallas.
Yeah, I'm wondering that as well.
How are you doing?
I'm all right.
Just all right?
Oh, we're gonna go there. I'm alive.
You're alive?
Yeah, just keeping it positive.
Gonna miss those old
honestly, to
meds.
tell you the truth. Yeah, there's nothing that's gone on that has disappointed me. So, but I did.
All right. I'm sorry, but he's really depressing. We're gonna find something else, or I'm gonna need some behavioral counseling here in a minute. Oh boy,
I was just.
I'm so sad it has gone away and may not come back.
Yeah. Kind of weird. Let me check one more time.
All right. What we'll do is we'll jump in. We got another 12-month TPO hearing with Chinstrap. And we can jump to that while we're waiting for that one to come back.
Yeah, I'll keep an eye
This
on
officer is that you can take me now because I am tired. I didn't say anything else. And yes, I am mentally tired because she knows it herself. She said it. She said it plenty of times that people have commented on how weird that she can be and that she's glad I'm patient with her. And even to this day, I'm still patient with her. But she broke my patience that day because she's so impulsive and don't get alcohol in her system. She's so impulsive. She can do anything.
Don't get no drinks in her.
At that day, trying to destroy me and defame my character once I got out of jail. So I get locked. So anyway, I get locked up. I'm in the car. I seen it in her eyes. She had no remorse. And like I said, she had no remorse for what she was doing. I get into jail.
Hope you're feeling better, Buster.
22 days based on the holiday breaks, and the fact that the system went down. I shouldn't even been in there that long. I get out. They let me out at 12 o'clock. I'm sitting out there in the cold. I have to wait a whole 24 hours until this hotel opens up. It opens up to find out my things on there. I'm able to call my family. They get me back to Macon, Georgia. I have a phone now. Just to find out, when I open my cash up, all of my cash is gone. Spiteful tendency.
Very quickly, Trisha. Yeah.
That could be what's knocked it out then. They could have knocked it out for
girl
sure.
I'm dealing with, you know what I mean? So at that point, my brother just came and got me, and mind you, she threw away my keys and whatnot. So they told my car, I can't even get my car back. And again, spiteful tendency. She calls my family members, and now she's telling them I'm gay. You feel me? You really can't trust anything. She said everything she's doing right now.
She said that he's gay. I think
she hasn't even been hurt. As soon as she got back to the city, like a couple of days later, the first thing she did is and if I beat her so bad, like her first two affidavits said and whatnot, she would have bruises all over her. It made it seem like I tried to kill her and whatnot. But no.
I mean, if he's trying to come off not crazy, he may have wanted to brush his hair before he got in the court.
I didn't even tell my family that I was in jail until 4 days later. This is, and not to mention, all of this acting she's doing right now. She went to school in Brooklyn for acting.
Hey, BP, seriously.
It's good stuff. Remember this book.
And how much are you saying she took from your Cash App?
$100.
How much?
You said $100?
$300.
$300. I'm sorry, my audio cuts out.
He's a little cuckoo, man.
He's on a roll.
Ma'am,
He's a ranter.
This is the chance. If you have any questions that you think I should ask him for you to suggest,
Another guy in a truck, by the way.
I understand you two don't agree as to the facts. That's why we're having this hearing. But if there are things that clarify, explain, or elaborate on things that he's testified to, then you can suggest those questions now. What would you like me to consider?
Now
asking?
he's gay. Yeah.
So did you or did you not push me more than once when we got in the room? Did you or did you not push me at all?
So I have trouble keeping up with them in sequence. So, sir, she asked, did you push her multiple times at the hotel? I'm sorry?
He's lying.
He'll do the exact opposite of what we
All right.
He's lying.
Ma'am, what's your next question?
Did you push me into the furniture at all in the hotel room?
And all.
I have evidence of you saying you pushed me,
that's
by the
easy. You
way.
just run into furniture in hotel rooms.
All right. Was there a point that you admitted to pushing her in any form or having any kind of contact with her?
The only time that she was how should I say pushed is when
no Wormans
she
for a whole
fell to the
year.
ground on the phone, but it wasn't like I just
There you
pushed
go.
her.
That's the way to do it.
Okay.
There's
Hang
not-
on
there's
just
not-
one moment before we carry on with other questions. Give me
I
one
might
moment.
have to tell you no tattoos either for a year. Let's lay off the tattoos.
Judge just dipped out real quick.
Judge wasn't happy about it. He said there was some storms in East Texas and he thought he better check that out real quick. But yeah, BP, that is very good work. Continue to do so because you don't want to end up in trouble and stay away from the Wormans. Yes, that's a great advice.
Yeah, not calling out a bunch in our chat, but a lot of people right there with you, BP, on the quite a few years of sobriety. It's
and again, we hear tons of times alcohol is a problem in a lot of these
Denied that
situations.
portion of it or explained it if you want to call it that. So what's your next question?
I want him to repeat what happened.
No, that's been he has given his statement.
Okay.
That's not how that works. What other questions do you have?
I think that's it. I think I've heard all.
This
I
was
needed
going to be
to do.
quick.
All right, sir. Did you have any other witnesses you intended to call?
I'm pretty sure the evidence that she's claims that she has, I'm pretty sure we've been talking to the same person, and
maybe
he's a witness as well. I've been talking with Cash App to dispute the.
Is there
just let the
somebody
damn
on this Zoom
Cash
that
App,
I need
everything's
to
fine.
This
I
call
think-
to testify right now. No. Okay.
No,
All
no,
right.
no, no.
In that case, the evidence is closed. All right, understood. Thank you both. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it has been a long day.
It's because
2:12.
he's shaved, Raven.
Believe it or not, we've had
straps.
I want to say 4 other hearings before this one. This one might be number 5. I may be off, give or take 1, but the standard in these cases is low, and it's lower than in a criminal setting. The standard is simply more likely than not. And in a case like this, you have an allegation on her part that she was shoved or harmed, and even the description of the tussle over the phone would be sufficient to constitute some of the things that are defined under the Family Violence Act as constituting acts of family violence for which a protective order can issue. And so I am going to grant the 12-month order in this case.
Then it's allowed.
And require the respondent to have no contact of any kind with the petitioner, to stay away from her homework in school.
Not surprising.
Would have been funny if he said, listen, I made
should
some
there be
stupid
any other
decisions
personal
today."
belongings?
Yeah, I'll make another one. Why
on
not?
trip to gather any that may still remain. For the other piece of this, I will say, ma'am, you may or may not be without consequences in this. I understand your reaction to the things that you have been through, but that does not, there is a difference between self-defense and retribution or vengeance. And so I won't say any more about it than that. Sir,
Don't be calling his
we're gonna
family.
put you in a breakout room with our compliance officer, Mr.
What was
Ellis.
that?
He will talk to you
Nope.
about the Family Violence Intervention Program and any future obligations you
Somebody
may have
punched
with the
him.
court related to that. Be aware that pursuant to all family violence orders, you are not permitted to have, carry, or seek to purchase any firearms or ammunition under federal law. And this order will be on file with the clerk this week, so that copies can be obtained by the parties if necessary.
It seems like they're both kind
ma'am,
of
you are
toxic
free
for
to
each
log off at
other.
any point, sir, with
Again,
the
we
Yeah.
see this
compliance
very
breakout
often.
room to talk to Mr. Ellis.
I think it's pretty
When
obvious
he is
they
done
don't
with
even.
you,
Yeah, I know.
They stay far away from one another because it's
We got
one
some
of those-
bad weather in Georgia also? I
No,
guess
he cut it already.
All right. Well, how about we do one or two over here with Judge Stansbury just because it's been a while, and then we're going to say goodbye, and we'll see you for Taco Tuesday. I'm got to chase. That's what I'm thinking. What do you think?
I like it. Let's go with that.
Guys, I don't think Dallas is going to come back. I just sat there refreshed that entire time, and that's
they're not coming back.
It is what it is. We'll never know.
So is the way of the court.
Yep.
Stansbury doing some serious reading.
As you know, the whole plan was to make sure that we could get you directly from the jail down to the treatment program. So I'm going to impose your suspended jail time. I'm going to order that you serve 45 days of that suspended jail time and give you credit for 44 days that you previously served. So basically that allows you to be held one more day, but I'm providing that you be released at 7 a.m. tomorrow. That should give you plenty of time to get, some fresh clothes and to get down there. My understanding it's about an hour and a half drive.
They got her a bid.
So, I wish you the best of luck. That I think we wouldn't be wasting our time if we didn't think that you could be successful. I hope you'll take advantage of the opportunity and really buy into it. If you do, I think you'll see very positive results because I know you're capable of it. What was I going to do? Oh yeah. So in additional, I'm going to return you to probation after you serve this last day. Extend it for 6 months to give you an opportunity because you're going to be required to successfully complete rural women's health. Now, once you get through that, assuming that you get through that, we'll figure out where we go from there. It may or may not involve lift again, okay? But we'll see. First things first. All you need to worry about is getting through tonight and tomorrow.
Oh, it sucks when we
So I wish you the best of luck. Do you have any questions?
Late because we don't.
Yeah. So at 7 a.m. I'll be released, and then my transportation should pick me up.
Yes, that's my understanding is that Ms. Weaver made those arrangements
Drug
with the family,
issue,
and I'm
fairly
directing the
confident.
jail to release you at that time because you are supposed to be there no later than 9:30 in the morning.
Okay.
Any other questions today?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
Good luck.
Thanks.
All right, Sue, that's all I've got. How about you?
Hey, we're getting to see Sue.
Yeah, thank you.
All right,
See you
well, I got
tomorrow.
plenty here too. You
There
take
she
care.
is.
I'll see you Monday.
Monday.
Yeah.
Monday, you cut it right
Now
off.
she's going to be really, really curious.
All right, that's it for us. We got to see Sue for a second. That's good enough.
That's a win. That's why we waited for it. It's good stuff.
I gotta say, Judge George is way more boring to me than Stansbury.
Oh, George is. I know the women love George, but
yeah,
I'm a Stansbury guy all day
too. Nothing against Judge George. I like watching Judge George. I'm just saying between the two, I gotta say I've missed old Judge Stansbury because it's been a while. I hate keeping this alive because I want to know.
Hey, look, he showed up with a lawyer. I'm pretty sure I could tell you what it's about.
Somebody is renting it is, and it's not in my name, and it's not in anybody else's name. It's in somebody else's name.
His failure to appear back in 2012.
Look at that cast of characters today that appears.
In the public law enforcement, they had not proceeded with any type of warrant on him. Last month, I believe it was, or a couple weeks ago, he went to a political function. A member of the other party was there, had raised some stink, sent Marcia Phelps down a request for some paperwork, sent it up to them. Found out that the warrant was still issued. He contacted me immediately at the end of last week and got him in here to go in front of you to get that warrant removed. He has every intention to show him back up for the final sentencing.
So he's taking a warrant.
All right. So basically, he failed to appear for imposition of sentence.
Yes.
All right.
Went and raised a hoopla, as they say.
The other party got upset. It's just what it is, though.
About
Political
50% of that audience is there for unlicensed dogs, for sure.
Yeah, it's a big crowd. Really good crowd. You can still go watch it all on your own. Just look for Licking County.
It was. JG, that was one of the highlights of my day. Sorry, guys, about the Dallas Protective one. They're still not back. So
It's the game we play, Creed, though. It's the game we play. We appreciate everybody being here. We'll be back at 4:05. Make sure you like this video. Creed, would you like to thank these fine fellows down here?
Oh, absolutely. Flush abatement. Excuse me. Let me get that right. Golf and pew pews, bust a crash, and golf pew pew tattoo. Appreciate you guys a ton. We'll see you at 4:05 for Taco Tuesday, right?
That's right. We're going to be doing that as well as debuting a new segment? Question mark. We'll see all about that real soon. So, yeah, make sure you like the video, subscribe, and until the next time, kids. It went back, recorded it. Oh, well, feel free to share that with the world. We'll see you soon. Bye, Green.
Bye.
Raw 30th was last night. This guy.
BP. You're amazing, Mr. Pike.
On the caboose.